is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds.
If Bud was the best, I got to give it to him. Bud the best, right? He's hands down, he's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him respect no matter what. You got to give him respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do.
I've been a world champion, as you know, and I've been a 3-division world champion. I've only won one of the belts. I don't know what it is to be undisputed. I don't know that feeling. Do you understand? What he did last night.
He's the best fighter alive. Pound for pound, he's that guy. In this 4-belt era, he's now a 3-time undisputed world champion. 140 pounds, 147, and now 168 pounds. Bud proved he's the man. I have to admit it. Bud's the best, no debate. Nobody should question him anymore. You have to give him respect. He jumped up 2 weight classes people said he couldn't handle, and he did it. I've been a world champ myself, won belts in 3 divisions, but never undisputed. I don't know that feeling. What he pulled off last night. Unreal.
Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his...
He's the best fighter alive. Pound for pound, he's that man. In the 4-belt era, he's become undisputed 3 times, 140, 147, and now 168. Collecting every belt. Rarely do fighters climb up against someone viewed as bigger and stronger. Crawford showed power. He made his opponent respect it. He used his jab, his reach, his timing. Strong enough to stop him, smart enough to outbox him.
But either way, he was in discussion certainly with Chavez. What did this do to his legacy? Because I don't think he got, the Floyd fight didn't give him, people didn't really look down on him because even though he had 40 fights, he was still, fighting one of the greatest ever and an absolute master. In Bivol, he went up weight classes to win. But now he's fighting a smaller guy, a great fighter, but a smaller guy. Does this damage his legacy in any way?
I think it does. Because, the one thing is this, is that, you were ruling, you were the king of that weight class. And the king of that weight class for a good while. And I think that, he had a huge following because, he became the face of boxing.
And even though it's another, future Hall of Famer, still losing, losing a guy come up a couple weight classes, kind of makes you seem not as great as you might.
Either way, he was in talks with Chavez. What does this mean for his legacy? That Floyd loss didn't hurt him. He was young, facing a master, one of the all-time greats. But now he fought a smaller man, still elite, but smaller. Does it stain his legacy? I think yes. He ruled his weight division for years, became the face of boxing, built a huge following. Losing to someone moving up makes you look less dominant than you were.
Terence Crawford and his well-renowned trainer, 2-time trainer of the year and future Hall of Fame trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, recently did an interview in which Bomac stated that a fight is not happening. And this particular fight is a fight that everybody wanted to see Canelo Alvarez take, and Canelo Alvarez refused to take this fight with a 28-year-old 2-division world champion, reigning WBC light heavyweight, former 2-time WBC super middleweight, the Mexican Ecuadorian superstar boxer, who was one of my favorite fighters and a great person, David, the Mexican Ecuadorian monster Benavidez, who was 30 wins, no loss, no draw, 24 wins by way of knockout. It's stands at 6'2" with 75-inch armies and fights at 175. But the entire time David Benavidez was fighting at 168, Canelo Alvarez was brought up and he never accepted the fight. And so with that said, now people are trying to project this fight on Terence Crawford. And they're saying that Terence Crawford needs to take the fight. So Bomac yesterday did an interview and Bomac said they're not fighting David Benavidez. And so now people are pushing this notion that Terence Crawford is ducking and Terence Crawford is scared of David Benavidez. And if he don't fight David Benavidez, according to Boxing News 20.
This was Terence "Bud" Crawford moving up 2 weight divisions. Really 3, because he only fought once at junior middleweight. So, from 147 straight to 168. Crawford chasing the undisputed super middleweight crown from Canelo Alvarez. I was there. Few things in sports compare to a mega fight in Vegas. Very few. It's different. Credit to Nick Khan of WWE too.
It might be too late now. It might be too late, because guess what? He done. Ain't nothing else he needs to do. Ain't nothing else he needs to do in boxing. Yep, y'all doubt him now? Y'all doubt him now? I saw some of y'all goofies on y'all channels. You come here and you get the real over here. That's what you get over here. You want the real? You want a real breakdown from a real fighter, a Hall of Famer? That's what you do. You come right here and you gonna get the real, and you gonna get the truth. Dang it, that's what you gonna get. Leave them other lanes alone and come right on over here. Yeah, and get the truth and nothing but the truth. I've been trying to tell y'all for years about this. Been trying to tell y'all for years about Terence Crawford. Everybody put his resume down.
Terence Crawford and his trainer, 2-time Trainer of the Year and future Hall of Famer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, recently spoke. Bomac said flat out, "This fight isn't happening." The fight everyone wanted was Canelo versus David Benavidez, but Canelo never took it. Benavidez, undefeated, 30-0, 24 KOs, 6'2", 75-inch reach, fought years at 168. Canelo never agreed. Now people want Crawford to take that challenge. Bomac said no, they're not fighting Benavidez. Critics now say Crawford's ducking, scared.
Generational great in Canelo Alvarez, really 3 weights above his natural weight class. Does that put him in the conversation with the likes of yourself as the greatest fighter of all time?
Yes, it does, and the reason it does is because he couldn't get the credibility down in his own weight class, so he went up to go challenge himself to fight it, and he found a very formidable, good opponent.
Do you think Canelo Alvarez is on the decline or not?
No, I don't think he's on decline at all.
So you think both fighters are still at their peak, even though they're 36, 37?
Yeah, I think they're both still at their peak. The age for Crawford would seem like he may be beyond it, but he hasn't had the fights, the tough fights would have put him there. And the years of boxing for Canelo would have put him in a position where they're about equal. So I think they both are pretty much in a great place. I think they're both still in their primes, and this is the best time to see.
It's too late now. He's done everything. Nothing else left to prove. People doubted him. I saw folks on channels talking nonsense. But if you want the truth, you come here. You get the breakdown from a real fighter, a Hall of Famer. I've told y'all for years about Crawford. They trashed his resume, but I kept saying he was the real deal. Now you see.
Oh, that feeling, do you understand? What he did last night is unbelievable. He's a 3-time undisputed world champion, and he's beaten the best of the best. Now, for me, there were red flags way before this fight. Not way before the fight. You know, in the build-up to this fight, Canelo's body language in the run-up to this fight. You know, he turned up in Vegas in his stretch limo, in his Armani suit. He's had his kids and his wife in the back of the car, and he's got out and he's strolling around like he owns the gaff. Now, all that signified to me was a very comfortable man. He was too comfortable. And Terence Crawford just kept it real from the outset. Tracksuit, no nonsense, went there to win, said what he was going to do, told the world what he was going to do long before the fight. I think he asked for this fight many years ago, the discussion he had with Bill Haney, and I think it was him that actually suggested call out Canelo, which he laughed at the beginning, but then it came to fruition, and now it's come to fruition. I mean, what you saw in that fight yesterday, what I watched in that fight yesterday, it was for the purists. It really was, because you really have to try and understand boxing and know what you're looking at. It was the feints. It was the way that he handled the bigger man. It was the little feints, the little side steps, the little flicking with the jabs, you know, hitting him with the head and the body, the little combinations, the little 2s and 3s, and also with Crawford knowing how to close around, knowing how to win round.
Canelo Alvarez, a generational great, took on a man 3 divisions lighter. Does this place him in the GOAT talks? Yes. Because he didn't get enough credit at his own weight, so he went up for a huge challenge. Both are still prime. Crawford at 36, Canelo at 37, still sharp. Age hasn't worn them the same. Crawford hasn't had too many wars. Canelo's had years of tough fights, but it evens out. Both still elite, both still peaking. Perfect timing for this fight.
Canelo has already accomplished too much, has already done too much, and he wasn't. I don't see that hunger in him anymore. I don't see those changes anymore. He fights flat-footed, throws one punch at a time. He's not fast anymore, and that's why I picked Crawford by decision.
Are you surprised how easy it was?
Look, not that I'm surprised, because what I just told you, I think Crawford is very talented, and Crawford is hungry to become a legend. He wanted to become that three-time, 3-division undisputed. He wanted to go up, he wanted to make history by going up 2 divisions to beat Canelo, one of the greatest of all time. So he was hungry for it. I think Canelo has already done so much, has made so much money, that he's not hungry anymore.
Do you think possibly that Crawford is up there with Pacquiao or Mayweather?
I think in accomplishments, he's 3-division undisputed, moved up 2 divisions to beat Canelo. So he's probably he's accomplished more than Mayweather for sure. Mayweather never became undisputed, but that doesn't mean he's better than Mayweather. I think in a fight at welterweight, Mayweather in his prime would beat Crawford, and Pacquiao in his prime would probably beat Crawford. But Crawford has accomplished more.
Do you think Crawford should retire after this or fight someone else?
Look, I think a rematch would be fucking good for Crawford to just beat him again and do the same thing. If Canelo doesn't have any changes, if he doesn't, he needs to do a lot of changes. Canelo needs to do a lot of changes. I think a rematch would do triple the money that he did in this fight and then retire. But I would be so happy to hear he retired.
Do you realize what he did last night? 3-time undisputed, beating the best. I saw warning signs with Canelo. His body language said too comfortable, stretch limo, Armani suit, family in tow. He acted like he owned Vegas. Meanwhile, Crawford came humble, focused, straight to business. He'd been asking for this fight for years. In the ring, it was for purists, feints, footwork, jabs, angles. Little combinations, closing rounds smartly. He showed how to outthink and outbox a bigger man.
I bet against Bud on Florida. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best. Like, he's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him respect no matter what. You got to give him respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease. Right? You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way you wanted tonight?
He won the fight by taking Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was stronger and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, I'm sorry, not Canelo. Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did in the spins. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Even no matter what he did against Primo or one of them, you got to take into consideration what Bud has been known to do when it's time to do it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think Canelo respected him, and I think that was a big part.
Canelo just said in the press conference that Crawford's better than Mayweather, having shared the ring with Floyd. What do you think?
I mean, I think that's one of the things. I think that's one of the things that's it's opinionated situation with the styles they fight. He beat him up. He beat Canelo up worse than Mayweather beat him up. He definitely did that. So in that case, you can ask the question: did he beat him up worse than Floyd did? Absolutely. But I mean, that would be an opinionated thing. With the styles they fight, you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Different eras as
yeah,
well, right?
Different eras, different a lot of things.
Yeah.
You can't really say that.
Canelo's done enough. But the hunger's gone. Flat-footed, slower, single shots. That's why I predicted Crawford by decision. Crawford's still hungry, chasing history. He became 3-time undisputed by moving up 2 classes to beat Canelo. Accomplishments-wise, he's surpassed Mayweather. Floyd was never undisputed. But prime for prime, Floyd or Pacquiao might beat him. Should Crawford retire now? Maybe. But a rematch would sell triple. Beat him again, then walk away. That'd be huge.
Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Canelo, from Terence?
Terence Crawford was a great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So, what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing?
When Bud beat Porter, I wasn't convinced. Now, he's the best. No questions. Jumped 2 classes, did what they said he couldn't. Earned respect. How did he win tonight? By making Canelo respect him. Even though smaller, Canelo knew Crawford was dangerous. Look what he did to Spence. Fighters hear the talk. Crawford was undefeated. Canelo respected that. That's what swung it. Canelo even said Crawford's better than Mayweather. Having fought both, I'd say Bud punished him worse. But different eras, different styles. Hard to compare.